So our activity was at Bilda. So we went to Bilda and we met a man that worked there, and he told us what integration is and how they use it. And so our activity was to help people who just come to Sweden feel more confident and feel socially included. We documented this through a film, which we'll show at the end.
Yeah, we went to Bilda yesterday, and we met Dan Onberg, and he told us about their product that they call cultural bodies. The idea of it is two immigrants and two people from Sweden who can Swedish build a group, and they do some activities like went to see a movie or theater or something like that. And one of the most important things that I thought that they told us is we should not call them or call it integration, not, instead we should call it inclusion, because we will not integrate them to our life, we inclusion them to us.
Yeah, and then we went to Kolgårdens mottagningsenhet. It's where they can meet, it's like a school. So there we met some 12 new arrived people who didn't know much Swedish or English. So we had a really hard time to communicate, but it went well. And our aim was to make them feel comfortable and confident in being Sweden and to be together.
So yeah, we had activities planned as every other group did. Our first game was the name card game. So they had to write their name on a name tag, and then they stood in a circle, and we picked one after they closed their eyes. We picked one who has to go behind, what was it like? They had to go out of the room, and after they opened their eyes, they had to figure out who's missing, and we tried to get the names for them so that they know each other better by name. So that was our first game that we did.
Yeah, and then we moved on to the emotion game that we played, and we played this again later, and I'll tell you why in a couple of minutes. So the emotion pictures as seen below, we also made a few extra ones, including happy, which seemed to be very popular, as you'll find out. We're all spread around the classroom in different areas, and we got everyone into the middle, and then we asked them when you first arrived in Sweden, when they stepped off the plane, off the boat, off the train, however they got here, we asked them to go to the emotion that the respective emotion of how they felt that first day, that first arrival in Sweden. And then later we would ask how they felt in the current day, which we'll see in a minute.
Yeah, then we had as a third game, we had they had to stand in the right order. So we had height and age, same thing like the YMCA group did. And without talking, so they had to figure out how to communicate without speaking. And then they had to stand in the right order, from the highest to the smallest, and even from the youngest to the oldest person. And for the age, we did it with like the normal age, and even with month and with year.
Yes, and we had the let's call it hand game, where they had to cross their arms and close their eyes, and had to grab another hand, and then they opened their eyes and had to figure out how to come back to a circle, and yeah, and our aim was that they have fun and they are laughing.
Yeah, well, just before, we went back to the emotion games afterwards to see if anything had changed. Also, the games before, there was it being silent in that they had to use the body language. It cancelled out any sort of previous language barriers we had, not just between us and them, but them between each other. If one speaks Spanish, one speaks
French.
Whatever, French, yeah, they can't even converse together, so everyone was on the same level. then the emotions was just to see how the progression had happened throughout their time game.
It was like 6 minutes long, but we can cut it down to all the same age, basically. Like 17 was the most, yeah,
6 or 7 people.
6 or 7 people. And that was, yeah,
So now try to go with.
yeah, that was, and after that we did it with the age, with months and years. He explained it in Sweden as well. Swedish. So
So I can show 8.
So he was born in August, you showed the 8th month. If you are born in January, you showed the 1st month. And then they have to sort it like this. So January to whatever, December. Yeah. And that was the result. And then they told us when they were born and how old they are. So she was the youngest with 15 years old. Who's the oldest? Like 19. So no, this is the hand game. Then they have to start in 2 circles.
Take another hand, that's not yours. So you can, everybody close your eyes and take another hand, that's not yours. Vilken annan kolla? Jag har inte
You are alone.
Come here. Hands on. Keep going, keep going. I know.
That was the game they liked the most. So that was like they laughed about it and
One hasn't got any arms. So one more time. Cross your arms.
The last game.
yeah. So, and the last game was like the emotion game as well. So we had
A lot of happy ones.
a lot of happy ones. One was worn out.
He was just tired apparently.
It just was tired, yeah. Yeah, that was the result that we had after after we did our activities.
Okay, so our results. When we first came in, they were very nervous. We were also very nervous. We were all just strangers to each other, so that's understandable. And it took a while for them to loosen up, and it took a while for us to loosen up. But when we were loosened up, it became really fun. Everybody was very active. They seemed to enjoy it very much. So yeah, the response was much better than we expected. We expected them to be a little bit more shy, a little bit more quiet, but they weren't. And at the end, like you've just seen on the video, we started with 6 happy people when they first arrived in Sweden, and after we played all the games and spent 40 minutes with them, we are at 11 happy people. So yeah, that's quite good.
Also the communication, we didn't really think through how exactly we were going to do that, but we thought we'd just see when we were there, and then it worked out pretty well. We thought it was nice to see that they helped each other to communicate with us as well, because they didn't all understand Swedish, especially not English, so that was nice to see that they communicated so well with each other and that we could also communicate with them. And we got also feedback from the teacher, and she told us that she hadn't seen them laugh like that in a while, so that was really nice to hear, and I think we had good results.
Yeah, and the group, they were very shy and they haven't spoke to each other for a while, so
Yeah,
yeah, it
so
was really
they told us beforehand that they were a really quiet group, but that's the teacher said that they were much less quiet and shy than they usually were. So.
Thank you.